Well, I guess I was right. This is becoming something of a habit of mine. At least this time, it's a bit more positive. Regardless, hello again, you fine ladies and gents of YouTube. As always, I am the Inverted Shadow, and today, as I've alluded to, I come to you all with something of an addendum to the State of the Address I put out at the start of this year. A lot of things have actually happened since I put that video out, which is sort of why I've been MIA again. This time, I'm going to just get right into it since it shouldn't take too long this time. So, let's begin with the biggest topic that I discussed in the previous video. The situations with both Toxic Holy Grenade and Tyler Wilson, two very problematic people that have been giving me a considerable amount of grief for a very long time. We'll start with Toxic, since his was the least egregious and more annoying of the two. For those that didn't see the previous video, TLDR, Toxic Holy Grenade is a person that held a months-long crusade against me for the sole ass-backwards reasoning of, you don't like kids, that just about makes you a pedophile and a terrible person. He subsequently saw it fit to make it known to literally anybody that had even the smallest connection to me with an archive of quote-unquote evidence against me. Well, shockingly, the situation involving him has actually been resolved. I guess. Let me break it down. Oh, and once again, I'll stress this once more. Do not harass either of these two individuals. I don't care that their actions and who they are in general are deplorable. That gives you no excuse to answer toxicity with more toxicity. If you ignore this warning and bother them anyway, you're no better than they are. So unsurprisingly, Toxic saw my video and was very much not happy about it. He then updated his archive with some more, shall we say, choice language directed at me. Then, after the archive was flagged for being inappropriate, justifiably so, Toxic then saw it fit to literally let an AI chatbot rewrite the entirety of his slanderous rambling against me to, I suppose, make himself seem like the bigger person or whatever? But no, it didn't. If anything, it just made him look more pathetic. That and screen caps don't exactly lie. So at this point, I was content to just let Toxic continue to scream into the void and go about my merry way. And that's when he finally crossed the line. Contacting my literal bosses to try and get me sacked over his delusional reasoning against me is one thing, but Toxic took it one step further in contacting the actual police on me! No, I wish I was joking about that. But not only did he show the actual email he sent to the authorities, but he also bragged about it, acting like he was completely in the right in this scenario. Safe to say, after a sleepless night of being on the phone with the authorities in his area, I was just about done. So, now you're all likely wondering, well, how was the situation with this lunatic resolved? Well, Toxic then made the fateful decision to get snippy and high and mighty with my friend Turk, someone else who knows of the history and person that Toxic is and despises him just as much. Long story short, it did not end well for Toxic. The lad was pretty much beaten into submission, but surprisingly, Turk apparently made him see the depravity of his actions, and he seemed to lighten up a bit. As of recording and writing this, the archive has been removed off archive.org, but not before all the slanderous text and quote-unquote evidence against me was erased. And after that, Toxic's DeviantArt account was either deactivated or suspended. Not sure which of the two, honestly. What's funny, though, is despite the level of desperation Toxic went to just to get me off the internet, I didn't want it to go that far. All I wanted was for him to stop with all the slanderous things he was saying about me and to keep my name and my family's names out of his mouth. That's it. But as of late, he has reappeared on DeviantArt under a new name. And, once more for those in the back, do not give him any grief despite his actions. As far as I'm concerned, the situation is resolved, it's done, let him be now. Now, back onto the big one. Tyler. TLDR of that, since I went into greater detail about him in the last video. Tyler Wilson is an extremely problematic individual who has pretty much made my life a living hell for the better part of over 10 years, with a laundry list of actions longer than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. These actions range from simple stalking, harassing, and impersonating me, to straight up stealing my character Shadow Rush and claiming it to be his character, all the way to literally attempting to spread a rumor that I'm a pedophile and doxing me. Now that last part, I know people were very, very worried about in the last video. Understandably so. Thankfully, as I said, what Tyler posted was not my current address. It was an old one. Though the fact that he openly threatened to do the deed before that point should speak volumes. But as of writing and recording this, the quote-unquote dox has been removed off Blue Sky in compliance with their terms of service, and Tyler's account was subsequently marked as rude because of his continued open hostility and attitude towards me and others on the platform. I couldn't have laughed harder if I tried. Unfortunately, besides that, Tyler is still around, and he is still preying on kids. According to someone else who's been keeping eyes on him, he supposedly is done trying to leech off me, but if this photo I unearthed of him getting someone else to model my hat so he could have it for himself is anything, he very much is not. And he has proven to be distrustful and a snake to begin with, so why would I believe him? Hello, this is the Inverted Shadow of the future currently editing this video speaking. So in regards to the whole theft of my character by Tyler's hands, something happened recently as I was just starting to edit this that I figured was funny enough to share. Now I forget who exactly it was that leaked this to me, they are free to come forward in the comments if they choose to, but with the help of my friend Bearded Doom Guy, who you should absolutely commission with the quality of work he does, I now have my hands on Tyler Wilson's OC, Conar. It's an NSFW model, which is why I'm not fully showing it here, but with how often Tyler's wanted to claim my character as his, I find it almost gratifying that I now have his character in my possession. Now at this moment, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, other than just a means of, if Tyler keeps up what he's doing, then I'll toss this into the public and let them have their way with it. But for now, back to narrating Inverted Shadow. So, since Tyler obviously isn't getting the hint, I'm finally going to drop something that I was refraining from doing so before. In the video description below, and in the Google Doc that I linked before that's all about Tyler, I will be including a recording that my friend Horrormancer got of herself and Tyler in a voice call, where she gets him to confess to literally everything. His years-long stint with me, being a pedophile, everything!
I'm gonna just into you everything, if you've seen the files or let alone everything in the if you it's all what I've done was wrong. Everything, like, I'm gonna come straight forward and say it wasn't. Hug thing is a lie. What I did was very inappropriate, and I know I don't deserve this no matter how badly I want it. I just, on the OC feelings, all the touching inappropriateness was all just me being, well, I had so much less in me I couldn't control myself. I'm sick of lying about it at this point, so straight wouldn't say it's true what I've done. Everything in that folder or whatever.
At this point, since Tyler will continue to adamantly deny everything against him and say that we're all lying, I'll just throw his own word back in his face. And why stop there? I'll also be including these videos by Doomy, Herobrine Sings, and Juden in the description as well, since they all detail stuff about Tyler that he's done that even I didn't cover, as well as testimonies from several of his victims in Herobrine's video. And also because I know the mere mention of Juden makes Tyler absolutely rage. Spread this information all over. Do not let him hurt anyone else. I'd also like to apologize for being a bit more virulent and angrier than usual when talking about this particular subject. Like I said before, I didn't want to make the situation with Tyler known because of how absolutely bonkers it's been. But he forced my hand when he threatened both my livelihood and my family. And you might also be wondering, why have you not kept contacting the authorities on Tyler? Well, A, I have been trying, but there is literal proof that his own mother has lied to the authorities numerous times to protect her pedophile son, and B, he has openly bragged that the authorities will never actually catch him. Oh, sweet honey child. Even if the cops haven't caught you yet, the internet hate machine will very much make sure that that becomes a reality. Given that you and your abhorrent actions alone are the entire reason your entire family have been doxxed, I reckon it will not be long at this point. So, with all that out of the way, let's move on to a much, much lighter note. I will be attending the final BabsCon later this month, and I'll actually be on a panel there, Animation Across the MLP Fandom. It's there that I'll be premiering a brand new animation, which should be fun. Hope to see you all there. As for why I was off the record again for a while, my mother recently had hip replacement surgery and I needed to tend to her. She's okay though, just she'll finally be able to walk properly again after some recovery. In the meantime, you're likely to see a few more Gmod streams in the coming weeks, hopefully. As for what I'll be working on, it'll be a mix of things, likely. Though, I guess as an update to one of the 2 projects I mentioned my priorities would be set on right now, remember me saying I was doing a thingy in collaboration with Richard Animations? Well...
For fuck's sake!
Yeah, that statement aged like milk. So long story short, as the screenshots show, Richard was being very weird around minors. The tweet threads will be in the video description below, but safe to say, I'm genuinely pissed off about it. Especially with him claiming he never knew the age of the minors and using his disability as an excuse. I shouldn't have to tell everyone again that neither age nor a mental disability are any excuse to put kids at risk or in danger. That said, the animation itself isn't getting canned or anything. I'm still going to finish it, but Richard's animated contributions will be no longer used for it. Hi, Future Shadow again for the second and last time of this video. So, just to very quickly clarify what I was meaning earlier, the animation is still being done, that is, the main Gmod portion of it is still being done, but Richard's 2D animated contributions are no longer being used for the reasons that I literally just described. Instead, another artist, StarTease, who actually personally approached me on the matter, it will be handling the contributions themselves, so I'm very much looking forward to what they come up with. Other than that, I'm gonna go die now, so bye! Other than that, nothing much else to say. Just gonna be keeping up what I said in the last video. Again, sorry for the lack of proper content as of late, but I'm still doing my best with all that's still happening. So I appreciate all of you being patient still. Until then, hope to see you all next time. Peace.